everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Donna. Today I am making up some raspberry thumbprint cookies. It's a different day. I know I upload on Sundays, but I wanted to make some cookies and share it with y'all. So I figured why not jump on real quick and share this with y'all. So everything you need for these cookies will be in the description box. It's all there, and it's an easy cookie. The longest part, I guess, is chilling. You got to chill the dough. Don't skip this part. You don't want your cookies spreading out. We want that butter to firm back up in the dough, so don't skip the chilling. Don't do that. We want that dough chilled for at least an hour. In my bowl here, I have my butter and I have my sugar, and I'm going to beat that up probably about 2 to 3 minutes until you see that butter turning like a pale color. And do use real sweet cream butter, no margarine. Not in these cookies because they're like a little butter cookie. So let's go ahead and get this creamed up for a good 2 to 3 minutes. We have that creamed up. Now do be sure your butter is at room temperature. If you're going to make them, set that butter out on the countertop till it comes to room temperature. You don't want to try to beat up cold butter. To that, 1 egg yolk, and I'm going to be adding in a teaspoon of almond extract, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, okay, now I'll just get that mixed up, maybe 15-20 seconds. Got that mixed up. Now here I have my flour, my salt in my bowl, and I am using salted butter, so I went with 1/4 of a teaspoon, maybe even a little bit less of 1/4 of a teaspoon, but a little bit more than 1/8 in between there. But if you're using unsalted, go with maybe 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Here I have my flour. Now measure your flour properly. Spoon it into your measuring cup. You want that flour measured properly. Just put it right into your cup. Scoop it with a spoon and then level it off. Don't pack it, and just level it off. Because if you get too much flour packed into that cup, you're going to have too much flour and you're going to end up with a dry cookie. So we don't want that wasted, right? And right on there, I like to put cornstarch. That helps tenderize that cookie. Get that out of there. Now, with clean hands, or you can use a spoon, it just goes along. It helps you, those with problems with your hands. I don't want to get in there with the mixer. We don't want this overmixed. So with that cornstarch, salt, and flour, I just stir it in all on the top, just like that, without touching the wet at the bottom, and just get it mixed in. And then slowly start bringing that wet right in with it. And then just get it mixed up until you get everything together. I have my dough all brought together, just kind of squeezed it all together, just until it came together. Don't overmix it. Now, there are a couple of steps you can do here. I wouldn't suggest chilling it that way because it'll take a long time in the middle of the dough. So separate your dough into 1 tablespoon little measurements. Now what you can do is just make a bunch of little rolled balls and put them on some kind of platter, dinner plate, anything, as long as they all fit on the plate, and chill them like that. But as you chill them, they do get nice and firm. So when you go to make the indentation in that cookie, when they're firm, just get your back of a little 1/2 teaspoon or your little knuckle there and press it in there, just like so. See there? And they don't crack because the dough's not cold. And you can place them right on your plate like that, or your baking sheet if you have room in your refrigerator, because the baking sheet's going to take up a lot of room. These are going to take a lot more space because you got them formed already. So if you chill this, it will crack on you around the edges, but it's not a problem. It just takes more time fixing it. But if you have the baking sheet, you can chill them like that. And that's what you're basically going to do. Or use the back of the little 1/2 teaspoon, just like that. And we're going to fill those. Now, you can do raspberry, you can do peach, pineapple, long as it's a jam or a preserve. You don't want jelly. So we're going to get these chilled up. I'm probably going to just make a bunch of little balls and fix them because I don't really have a lot of room in my fridge right now. So we're going to get this put in the refrigerator. I'm going to make a bunch of little 1 tablespoon sized balls, and I'm just going to set them probably on a plate because they do fit on a plate, and put some saran wrap over them and get them chilled for at least an hour. All of my little cookie balls there have chilled for an hour. Now I'm going to just demonstrate how I'm going to do it on one, and you'll have the idea here. Let me see if you can see this. I got a little half teaspoon here, or like I said, you could use your knuckle there and just press down on it. Now if it starts cracking around the edges, just bring it back together. It's not a big deal. And you don't want to go all the way to the bottom, but you do want it fairly deep. And what I'm going to do is put approximate half a teaspoon. It just depends on how big you made that little well there. And then just dab it down, even it out. And that's it. And they're going to go in the oven. My oven is preheated. I'm going to get the rest of these done, get them in the oven, and I'll let you know how long mine baked. I wanted to let y'all know, make sure you do not overpack these. You don't want that all bubbling off your cookie. Just deep as your mound in your cookie is, which is, I used a little half teaspoon. You're going to go almost to the bottom, but not quite. And I like to bake these lower towards the bottom, and do not overbake them. You only want the bottoms just, because I never time them. I just pick up a cookie and look under it. If it's light brown, they're ready. They're not going to take a whole long time, but don't overcrowd your cookie sheet either. You want those to all bake evenly and without an overcrowded pan. So, and your cookie dough that you still have left, make sure that goes back in the fridge. Alrighty, I'm going to put this probably the second rack from the bottom. Like I said, I like to bake these at the bottom, but if you got different flavors of jams and preserves, they're so pretty with different colors, like the apricot or the pineapple. The orange marmalade is really good. I'm using just the raspberry because that's all I have. So in the oven they go, guys. I'll let you know how long mine bake. I had to turn the camera on right quick. I don't know if I said the temperature. 375 Fahrenheit. Have it preheated, ready to go. Alrighty, there are the cookies. I think I got 30, I'm pretty sure. And mine baked for 15 minutes. Now keep in mind, when you baked your first batch, if you're not baking them both together in two separate sheets, if you're using one, that cookie dough that's still in the refrigerator while the first batch is baking is really cold. So those little dough balls are more cold now, more firm. So they're going to take maybe a minute longer to bake. But what I do is just take them out because they're pretty solid by then, and just roll them into your hand. Get that little dough ball and warm it up maybe 7 to 8 seconds, and it'll soften up some for you. There was something else I needed to say, and I can't even remember what it was. But I have my, if I ever forget anything, guys, it'll be in the description, or I'll pin it there somewhere. But these baked for, the first batch took 14 minutes, the second batch took 15 minutes. Your tops are not going to brown. If these brown, you done went over. They're going to be hard. You barely want them brown. See there how light brown they are on the bottom? But these will not brown. Now I mixed my glaze up. That is in the description, what you'll need. I just put me use my little kid's Raisin Cane's cup. I just put a little baggie in there, opened it up, mixed my icing up, poured it in there. Then I'm just going to snip the edge of it. And these cookies have to be completely cooled. Now you can go over these with some white chocolate if you'd like, but just put it on there any old way you want. Now this is going to be fairly thick. And then just go over it like that. But these are so pretty on your Christmas trays. I like to put those on there with my pieces of fruit cake and my snowballs and these. But I'm going to get these finished up and I'll be back. Hey, there are the delicious cookies. I actually had to switch out my little baggie because I had snipped the hole in it too big. If I would have left it like that, I wouldn't have had any icing left. You want to snip that little baggie tiny. Look at the difference. See there? Way too big. Just barely poke a hole in that. And you don't even have to put any icing on them if you don't want to. But mine cooled fairly quick because I have a little fan in here. I left them on the cooling rack, let them cool with the fan blowing on them, and they cooled within probably 10 minutes. But there they are. They are a delicious look. Like I said, you don't even have to put any icing or anything on it if you don't want. But I see one there I left out. But that's okay. Just less sweetness, right? They are a delicate. Now look, that one just fell apart. I think that's the one I broke, actually, taking it off the pan. You barely want them brown on the bottom. But I'm going to try this broken one. Such a delicious cookie, and they are addicting. Goodness, those are good. Such a delicate, tender cookie. It just tastes like Christmas, if that makes any sense. But everything for those cookies is in that description box, y'all. Good Lord, I'll eat half that tray. I won't, but I want to. But if you're new to the channel, I hope you're enjoying. Please like and subscribe and share. And I wish you guys a very Merry Christmas and a blessed holiday, the blessed New Year ahead of us. And love one another, treat each other well. And that's about it. Please like and subscribe, y'all. Y'all baking, love each and every one of y'all. Bye-bye. Make you some cookies.